Good evening, everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Rameez and I am a filmmaker and a film critic. And finally, a good film has been seen by me. Hell or High Water. Let's talk about it.
You want to get us killed? Huh?
Hell or High Water is the best film of the year so far. This film comes complete with incredible performances, sleek cinematography, and social commentary that really captures the essence and policies of modern-day America. This film reminded me of The Wire, No Country for Old Men, and True Grit, and it alludes to the same thing The Wire was alluding to. The corporations and the structures are the main enemies. First and foremost, let's talk about the acting. This film stars Chris Pine, Jeff Bridges, and Ben Foster. All do magnificent work in the film. Jeff Bridges channels his inner True Grit performance in this film as well, but the jewel in the rough is Chris Pine. Chris Pine is an incredibly handsome dude, but when they de-beautify Chris Pine and they make him look ugly and all that stuff, he becomes a much better actor because it's casted against type. Look at films such as Smoke and Aces and Z for Zachariah. When he's playing these scrappy and desperate people, it always ekes out a memorable performance from him. He's joined by Ben Foster, who cannot deliver a poor performance, and Jeff Bridges as a Texas Ranger to hunt down both of our main characters. Their crime? They're robbing banks all around Texas, West Texas more specifically. Why do they rob those banks? Well, in order to settle a debt and to stop their ranch from being foreclosed. The film's plot is pretty straightforward, but the story it alludes to is pretty massive and pretty big. This is a very sad film, and it's truly terrifying as to how it showcases the bank's power over us. Some of the things that annoy me about banks must annoy a lot of you people, such as overdraft fees. They make money off of your money while it's in your account, and if you've been a college student, that money does run out sometimes. Then what do? They charge you for not having money. It's asinine. That makes absolutely no sense. The banks have too much power over people, but like women, you can't live with them, can't live without them. And that's where the parallels from The Wire come in, at least for me. All you need is one entity to be corrupt, and then the corruption flows like a river. And then the common man and woman are used as the bug squashed by their massive foot. The cinematography really kicks in and furthers that point. The story visually is a story about isolation and disconnect from the higher echelon, the 1%. You'll see solitary cars traveling down roads in wide shots, and when close-ups are shown, nothing but huge banners stare them down. Banners asking them if they're in debt or if they need money. Both Ben Foster and Chris Pine are shot multiple times in close-ups and wide shots, staring into nothingness. The music also multiplies the effect of the isolation in this film. Songs are only played when something extravagant or glamorous is happening. And the robberies themselves are very well staged without the interruption of music. It's all very tense. This film basically tells us that the middle class is the biggest victim living in America. It broke my heart. There's one scene where Jeff Bridges is being served by an 80-year-old waitress. It's also quite the topical film, I mean, with the election going on and whatnot, and the lack of transparency the US government has. It's not so much about the death of the American dream, but the new American dream, the corporate American dream. Questions are raised in the film as to why things are the way they are, why local shop owners have to raise their prices in order to survive. What makes this film highly enjoyable, however, is the cast of characters. They're confident, smart, and patient. Most of their dialogue is based in personal history and banter. Guess what, people? Real humans love to reminisce about everything. And all the characters do that here. It smartly builds the character and delivers crucial backstory. The retiring cop plotline around Jeff Bridges is used very efficiently. His stubbornness and his will to not quit is a lot of fun to watch, and so is his wisdom. They're all really balanced characters. It's like a Michael Mann film. They even pay homage to the films of Michael Mann. When both Chris Pine and Ben Foster are robbing a bank in the beginning of the film, and they tell the teller, listen, we're taking the bank's money, not your money. That piece of dialogue is in almost every Michael Mann film. Thief, Heat, Black Hat even. And the final scene of this film is truly one of the best scenes of the year. And the way it's edited, the way it's paced, the acting, the dialogue is pure No Country for Old Men. I love how it captures the pain and the bravado of our characters, Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine. And one last thing about this film, it's the little things that count. Jeff Bridges, as a retiring cop, feels like a retiring cop. I think I appreciated this one little element a bit too much, but it made me so happy that the director actually took the initiative to go that extra step. There's a scene where Jeff Bridges is climbing a hill of some sorts. It's near the climax, and the next time you see him, some time has passed, we see Jeff Bridges out of breath and his shirt is drenched with sweat. Those little things really matter, and it really makes the film feel real. I cannot praise this film enough. Like last year's Sicario, this film uses a small plot to tell a pretty massive story. Sicario was a story about immigration, the unending war on drugs and whatnot, and Hell or High Water is a film about the corporate structure of America. I am giving this film a final score, a perfect score of 5 out of 5. I cannot wait to watch this movie again in the near future. Thank you so much for watching, people. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that free like button and that free subscribe button. But until next time, remember to love yourselves.